Hi gorgeous, welcome to High Vibe Honey. I'm your host, Gala Darling, and in this episode, we are going to be talking about how to level the fuck up, because I know you want it and I want it too. And I've gone through this really interesting process recently where I have leveled up significantly, and as I've done that, I've learned a few little things about how we can level up that I really want to share with you, because I know it's going to expand your life. That's the thing. We all want to live these beautiful lives. We want to do bigger, do better, have more exciting accomplishments. We want to reach those new levels in our lives. But sometimes we can feel stuck and we don't know how to get there, and we're kind of like just not sure about the next move to make. So let's talk about that. I am just coming off the back of Vortex Fest 2020, which was absolutely amazing, and I am still wrapping my head around it. But what I've realized from that is that in order to level up, the one thing you need to do is to celebrate your accomplishments. You need to notice when you've done something that is impressive to you, that has broken a boundary that you've had previously, that is something beyond what you could have imagined in the past. And you need to stop and really take a moment to breathe it in, to witness your own expansion. I'm going to say that again. You need to witness your own expansion. A lot of us do things that we're proud of or excited about, or we hit a goal and we're immediately on to the next thing, and we don't take a moment to celebrate. And I've known about the concept of celebrating your accomplishments for a really long time. But what I've learned recently is that the reason why you celebrate it is so that you can move beyond it into the next level. It's not just to pat yourself on the back. It's not just to make yourself feel good about it. It's so that you can up level. And if you don't take the time to really contemplate what you've done, you actually can't go beyond it. You kind of just stay where you are or a little bit below where you have been, because you're not taking a moment to really understand the gravity of what you've done and how far you've come. It's those times where you block out your calendar after you achieve something and you just don't watch television, you're not on the phone with people, you just take a moment to think about what you've achieved that change everything. So for you, that might mean that you do some journaling about it. It might mean that you look at the photos of the evidence of you doing that thing. Or it might mean that you, like me, get in the bath and open up the voice memos on your phone and just talk to yourself about what you've done, how you're feeling, what feelings were coming up before, how you're feeling now, just so you are in that period of self-reflection. It's really, really important to do this. So it doesn't matter what the accomplishment is. It might be that you got your driver's license. So sidebar, my official California driver's license arrived in the mail yesterday, and I went out and celebrated by getting a tattoo of the car that I want, a pink Lamborghini, on my arm. So that for me was a way of celebrating that accomplishment. Or maybe the accomplishment is that you quit your fucking lame ass soul sucking job. Or maybe you broke up with someone that like you knew you were not truly compatible with. I want you to stop and take a breath and watch yourself go through these milestones, and don't feel like, okay, now what do I have to do? Because sometimes when you hit a goal, you can feel confused or empty or a little bit lost, or even a little bit kind of down in the dumps because you've hit that thing and then you're like, now what do I do? But it's really important that you just take the time. So we just did Vortex Fest this past weekend, and it was fucking amazing. So amazing that I'm still wrapping my head around it. But on the day, everybody was saying to me, like, you must be so proud, you must be so excited. And honestly, I kind of just felt numb. I was numb with the gravity of what we'd pulled off, the scale of what we'd pulled off, how fucking flawlessly it went. Like, there were no problems, which is unbelievable for an event during Mercury retrograde. And I felt numb about it. And over the course of like the last 3 or 4 days, It has only just started to hit me what we really achieved as a team, as a group, as a collective. And if I had been like, okay, well, I have a book to write, like, let me get on that, then I wouldn't have given myself the opportunity to really feel those things. So I know this world loves to tell us that we have to like rush to the next thing all the time, and it's bullshit. I really want you to block out your calendar after you do something that's difficult and really feel it. It's super important. So the way that I celebrated Vortex Fest being a success was I went to dinner with a friend of mine who was in town from New York, and we drank tequila and we just had a really good time. The day after that, I went downtown to the Los Angeles flower market. I bought myself 120 purple roses, which I then cut the stems off of and filled my house with. And I ate fried chicken, which I don't normally do, but man, it was so good. And I let a lovely man do the honor of rubbing my feet and making me dinner. And it was really nice. And it's something that I don't typically do. Like, I'm very Virgo, very action oriented, very like, okay, now what? But giving myself those few days was really instrumental. When I was about 7 years old, I did this project at school on Native Americans. And I was really excited about the project because I was super interested in the topic. And I remember how the project looked. It was a spiral bound like document, and we copied like some illustrations from some books and like put them on the pages. Like, it looked amazing. And I researched the fuck out of it, and I was really proud to hand it to my teacher. And when she handed my project back to me, she said, she'd like written in it, "The problem with submitting a project of this caliber is I now know what you're capable of, and I'm gonna expect this from you every time." So when you do something amazing, that's what happens. Your ideas of what your potential is and what you're truly capable of changes. And if you don't take a moment to really sit back and reflect on that, then you won't push things to the next level. You'll keep just doing things the way you've always kind of been doing them. But this is an opportunity to get so much better, to expand your vision, to push harder, to fucking kill it with whatever you do in the future. And I really don't want you to miss out on that opportunity. I want you to capitalize on that. The other thing about doing something that blows your mind is that when you do it, you have, your few days of your feelings come back. Like, I found that after Vortex Fest, my adrenaline was so high that I kind of couldn't feel anything. So after the adrenaline subsided, then I could feel the pride and the joy and the like connection about it, which felt really good. But in the few days since the event, I've been thinking about what my other goals are and my other dreams and my other visions. And the thing that I'm realizing is, now that I've done that, the goals I have, the visions I have, are not big enough anymore. So when you do something big, another reason for taking time to reflect on it is because you might need to up-level your other goals to be in line with what you've just done. And again, if you don't do that, then you're really missing out on that opportunity. Like, I'm now thinking about the books that I'm going to write and the courses I'm going to create. And I've done these things before. I know the formula. I know how to do it. But now I'm thinking about, how do I push this and make it so much better? Like, there's a lot of people who, you see this online, especially with online business, they have their formula that works and they just do the same thing every year. They might release a new course, a new book, a new something. They always do it the same way. And like, yeah, it's easy to do it that way and it's safe and like it works, but fuck that shit. How do we go bigger? How do we delight ourselves and the people around us by going bigger? So that's where I'm at. I'm like radically recalibrating what I want to do, how I want to push it, what my vision is. And that is so exciting. It's like the best feeling on the planet. It feels so good. So this is how we level up. We level up by literally stopping what we're doing, taking a breath, sitting back, appraising the situation, and allowing yourself to feel pride, joy, success, whatever you're feeling. Because other people might say to you like, wow, that was so great. I'm so proud of you. But if you don't feel proud of you, it's going to be really painful for you. And you're only going to feel those feelings if you give yourself time to feel them. You just have to trust that they will come. They will come, but they may not come immediately. You may have to give it a moment. So I want to encourage you to do that. So now we're going to do some tapping around how to up level, and that it's okay to take a rest, not just okay, but essential to take a rest after we've accomplished something so that we can really see ourselves for the fucking amazing people we are. So I hope that you're well hydrated. If you're not, get drinking. We're gonna start on the top of the head. Just repeat after me. Sometimes when I achieve things, I'm quick to rush to the next thing. I don't give myself a moment to think about it. And then I wonder why I'm not up-leveling. I'm not up-leveling because I'm not feeling my feelings about it. I'm not up-leveling because I'm not assessing the situation. And I know that in order to up-level, I have to take a moment to appraise what I've done. So now that I've achieved this awesome thing, no matter what it is, I officially give myself permission to slow down, to take a moment, and to feel how I feel about it. I will allow myself to take the time that I require to reflect on what a good job I've done. And I will allow myself to celebrate in whatever way I see fit. Maybe with fried chicken, maybe with a new tattoo, maybe just with a fancy bath. But I will allow myself to integrate this into my life by giving it the time that it requires. I will respect my accomplishments by giving myself time to revel in them. Because I know that if I don't, I will not feel truly satisfied, and I will stay stuck where I am, and I won't appraise my goals or increase my vision. So even though in the past I have rushed to the next project, I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself. I wish I had taken time to do this in the past. But it's never too late to start. So maybe I can start today. I can think back on my most recent accomplishment and just give myself time to think about what a badass I am, to enjoy the moment, to think about all the work that I put in, and to feel deeply proud of myself. And so it is. Okay, take a deep breath in, hold it at the top, and let it go. I hope you enjoyed that one. It's short but sweet, but it's really important that we take this time so that we can expand our vision. Like 2020 vision is such a thing. I think that we're all in a place where we now have this ability to see what is truly possible. And that's the thing, is we get stuck on doing things the way we've always done them, and we don't allow ourselves time to like project a big fantastical future. And that's what I really want us to start doing this year. So your homework, if you choose to accept it, is to think about what your most recent accomplishment is, and think about how this sets a new bar in your life, how it's a new standard, and then ask yourself, how are you going to integrate this into your life? How are you going to take this experience and work it into the things that you do in the future? Does it mean you're going to delegate better? Does it mean you're going to work with more people? Does it mean you're going to spend more money on the things that you do? Does it mean you're going to plan more or just like blow up the vision and make it more fantastical and more magnificent? It's up to you, but I'd love to hear in the comments like what you're thinking, how you can integrate this into your life. I feel like there's an instant answer that you should be able to come up with, so leave it in the comment box below, and then be sure to go through and like as many other comments as you can. It makes everyone feel really good. And of course, if you liked this video, please feel free to give it a like, that thumbs up button, so cheesy, but so helpful in terms of spreading the message. And be sure to subscribe to this channel too, so you get new alerts every time we upload something. I love you. I'll see you next week.